Hey guys everybody, my name is Lockhart, also known as Zulyux, and today I am doing a bit more of an update on some things that have happened kind of over time, within like literally the past like month slash 2 months. Some things have happened that I feel like I should probably give some kind of like update on, as you might have seen it on like Twitter or whatever. So that's basically what this video is gonna be, and it's kind of a quickie, updatey thingy. So, yeah. First thing I want to discuss is, the kind of overall, first I want to discuss the background. Please ignore it. It's not the best, I know. I'm planning on getting, like, a green screen or something pretty soon. And it's just, right now, it's kind of ugly, so please ignore that. And, yeah. So, that's one issue, I guess, but that's not important. The important thing is that, pretty recently, I've had some kind of updates, and they're kind of ironic updates, happen recently to me, overall. And that is, recently I've done some things that in the past I said I'd either A, never do, or B, would like, I hate it, or something along those lines. And one of those things is, recently I got my DeviantArt account back, and if you look back at some of my older videos, you would notice that I have a video literally stating why I left DeviantArt, and my overall reasoning in that video, to sum it up, was basically because I found no success on the site. I struggled on there, and I did not like it. A lot of people who I thought were my friends were no longer friends with me, and I had no reason to stay on that site anymore, so I just kind of left. And that was kind of my reasoning for a long while, is why I left, was because I basically had no reason to go back, and that's kind of why I chose not to go back for a long, long time. And then recently I came back. The reason why I came back to DeviantArt was because, one, there's a few reasons. The first and biggest reason was because I started drawing art that wasn't just solely furry anymore for various personal reasons. And the art I have been drawing recently in general hasn't been just furry. It's been a variety of, mostly another fandom thing that I've been drawing. And I've noticed that I've actually gained a lot of success out of that art. So I've been mostly drawing art for that medium instead of just purely furry art, because I've noticed that personally, whenever I draw furry art, it hasn't gotten very noticed. But when I draw art for the show Murder Drones, which I've drawn and done a lot of stuff with that more recently, I've noticed that that stuff actually gets noticed. And that's why I've been drawing a lot more of that compared to furry art in general. So that's kind of my personal reasoning on why I haven't been drawing that much furry art, or at least as much as I used to. I'm still a furry, obviously, but I haven't been drawing as much because I've noticed more success comes out of murder drones instead of traditional furry art, so, eh. So yeah, it's just my personal thoughts on that matter. For anyone who was curious why I'm drawing a shit ton of murder drones art and not, like, the furry art that I normally draw. So yeah, that's just one of my reasonings. There's also another thing that I've noticed recently that I've become more tolerant to, that I used to really despise. And if you looked at my Twitter from like a few years ago, like a year ago, or even not even like if you looked at my Twitter like a few months ago, you would know that I personally strongly disliked the certain fandom, and that was the Sonic fandom. When I was younger, I used to despise Sonic. I used to actually, not despise, but I used to really dislike the Sonic fandom overall. So I used to really strongly dislike the Sonic fandom for a variety of reasons. Biggest reason was because the Sonic fandom, in my mind, was extremely toxic and very, very hateful. Like it was probably the worst fandom at the time, at least in my opinion. In my opinion, it was very, at the time, I saw it as, like, a very toxic, very hateful, very angry fandom that, like, attacked basically everyone and anyone and everyone that just simply did not like Sonic for whatever reason. Like, they just had the opinion of, like, it's not my thing. Like, Like, if you said that, like, that kind of thing, people would harass and attack and, like, just attack you for just not liking Sonic, which is very toxic and very manipulative to do that to people who just don't like something. Like, that's not okay. However, the same does apply to things that people do like, and I will acknowledge that, like, people like Sonic, and that's okay. And I personally never really went out of my way to, like, at least I don't think so. I don't think I went out of my way to, like, actively harass someone who liked something like Sonic just because, like, I didn't harass someone because they liked Sonic. I tried my best never to do that. I have called out a few tracers in the Sonic fan, which made me hate the Sonic fan even more, because people will go out of their way to defend these tracers, and that got annoying after a while. And that's what I hated. So, that sucked. Because as an artist who's had my art, like, not traced, but stolen before, especially without my knowledge, that sucks, and I hate that. So, yeah, and I think, like, that's kind of just the artist experience on the internet, but still, don't steal other art pieces from other artists. That's not okay. That's a very much a dick move. Don't do that. What I will say, again, well, not again, but, so yeah, that was kind of my general issue with the Sonic fandom at the time, was Sonic fans would harass and attack people for sometimes ridiculous reasons. At least it felt like sometimes really ridiculous reasons, like you dislike Sonic, we are gonna harass you. If you diss a artist, or quote-unquote artist, that traced a ton of art pieces and stole a crap ton of art, we're gonna attack and harass you. That shit sucked, and I did not like that, and that made me hate the Sonic fandom, hence why I ranted about it multiple times on my Twitter feed, mainly. Which, I sound like a generic Twitter user now. But regardless, like, now I've started becoming more or less tolerant of the Sonic fandom. I still think the Sonic fandom is still pretty toxic, but I've become more tolerant now of it, and I've actually liked a few Sonic artwork pieces. Like, in the past, I used to really dislike Sonic. Now I don't really care that much. Like, if you're into Sonic, who cares? It's like, whatever. Like, I've learned over time that just because you're into Sonic, like, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's like a whatever thing. Like, it's just something you like. It's like an interest. It's nothing that serious or that deep even. So yeah. And yeah, that's kind of the things I wanted to discuss overall in this video, was just like my general thoughts on some things that I've previously either really despised and hated, or things that I just didn't like. That I'm now, like, changing my opinion on a lot. This is to basically show that I'm changing slowly as a person. Like, I hated these things in the past, and now I don't care that much. Like, that's kind of, like, my overall thoughts on everything, is just, I feel like I'm changing a lot as a person. I think that's a good thing, in my opinion, so, So, yeah. I don't know, this video is just basically me just saying, I've changed, I've looked at things differently from a different perspective now, because now even though I don't consider myself really a Sonic fan necessarily, I like the idea, I like the games, I think they're cool or whatever, so whatever. So, yeah. And yeah, and that's just overall my opinion now, I guess, on Sonic and DeviantArt especially too, because recently I'm back on DeviantArt now, and I'm actually posting some new art to there now. Like, I've already posted like a few pieces. If you want, you can check it out. I don't care. And yeah, and I'm probably going to use Instagram a lot less now, because Instagram was a place that I liked at one point. Now I'm probably not going to use it as much, because I just don't care anymore. So, I mean, I might post there again eventually. I just forgot I have it. So yeah, anyway, that's all for this time. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, click the like button, subscribe, and I see y'all dudes in the next one. Peace out.